I'm going to show you how to do some simple blending techniques with your acrylic paint. Um, so if you take a look at what I've already got on my paper here, I've already got my base coats already laid down. So I have 2 coats on there. They're already opaque and they're looking pretty good. So you really want to put your colors down first before you do your blending. So really the blending happens on the 3rd layer. If you look at my paints here, I've got 2 colors already mixed and ready to go. I want my paint to be the consistency of like soft serve ice cream. So thick but not kind of goopy. I want it to kind of flow nice and smooth. I'm going to mix those up a little bit. And then what I want to do is just put a little bit of wet, paint right on that overlap. And I'm just going to work in kind of small sections. So right on top of the paint that's already there, I'm going to put a little bit there. And then I'm going to take that other color, I'm going to put that right next to it. Right to that middle point. So I've got two sections there that are both wet. And when you're mixing with acrylic, you're really working against the clock because it dries pretty quickly. So that's why I want to work in those little small sections. I like using a drier brush to mix my colors, so I use the side of the brush to lay down my brush strokes because it's got that nice straight edge to it. So when I paint, I want to kind of drag that brush to get a nice clean edge. And I use the tip of my brush for blending. So what I like to do is just kind of take the extra water out of there, just get it a little bit damp. I can let those bristles kind of spread a little bit. And while they're wet, I want to work those 2 colors together into the same section there. Get the overlap and just kind of gently blend that light into that dark. You can always go back and pick up a little bit more color if I need to kind of work those. Try to keep it all in one direction. And I'm kind of cleaning my brush and get the extra water out as I go. I'm just barely touching the surface. And then I'm just going to keep laying down more kind of wet color in that area. Clean the brush. More here. I don't want to put too much water on this section because I want to get like a little puddle. It's hard to mix the paint together when it's too watery. Just take a little of that extra paint out of there and just start working these colors together. Just barely touching and working those 2 colors where it's wet, kind of back and forth. Put a little more of this and just kind of put some of that in there. So the key is to do small sections at a time, kind of use a drier brush, and to keep it all going in one direction. So it's nice and consistent. Some more wet paint down. You want to have those paints already mixed. Make sure you have enough, have those ready to go. Now we're having fun. I think you get the idea.